Welcome back to another edition of Talk So Real with Matt Sonzala. I am Matt Sonzala, and in this series, we are talking people's journeys through Austin hip-hop culture. Thank you to the city of Austin and KAZI Studios for making this so easy and getting us all together here. Today, my guest, a woman in the scene who has leveled up majorly very recently, Audrea Diaz.
Hey.
The host of Hip Hop Hooray on KOOP Radio here in Austin. You took over a long-running, legendary hip-hop show and made it your own.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you were working as a journalist and living as a journalist here, covering the Austin hip-hop community. And I would say you've been one of the most dedicated fans and documenters and friends to the scene ever.
Thank you.
When did you first start coming onto the scene here in Austin? When were your beginnings here?
Do you mean in hip hop or the scope in general?
Well, in general, sure.
Okay, so yeah, I graduated college in 2010. And then in 2011, I started working for a very small blog that was meant to rival the Daily Texan, called The Horn. And that, I mean, they paid me $15 an article. Mm-hmm. But that little blog changed my life because they gave me sort of free reign to just talk about whatever. So I'm really into fashion. And so I wrote about fashion articles, and I wrote about LGBTQ issues, and I wrote about Latinx issues, things that were very important to me at the time. And so, yeah, I really worked on a lot of features. I really understood that my interest was feature work and writing features. So I love doing that. And I don't know if you remember Stephen Moser at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started, I'll say working because it was for free. I started contributing to a blog called Austin Fusion. And so Stephen Moser was really like a huge, gosh, I was like, how old are you, Ben, right now? God. Okay. So I was I was probably like 23, 24 at the time. When they really liked my work at Austin Fusion, and they wanted me to profile or feature Stephen Moser. And he was so intimidating and a little scary, but that man changed my life because he was so grandiose and he was so catty and like really made his life for what he wanted his life to be regardless. You know, he wanted to be a big fashion designer star in New York, and it didn't work out. So he created this huge grandiose persona in Austin, and he just really didn't care, and he was going to move through life the way that he wanted to move through life. And featuring him and writing a story on him really changed the way that I view myself, you know, because I've always had huge dreams to live in New York and, you know, write for all the big names and publications, you know, and even in Austin, you know, just being able to get a Rhapsody drop, you know, being able to get a Percy P drop, Slum Village drop, all these, you know, legends. And he talked to Bun B, you know, like talked to Ali Shaheed from A Tribe Called Quest. I mean, so things didn't necessarily or haven't necessarily panned out the way that I would have dreamed of, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been making my own way here in Austin. And so that was a little segue to my personal history. But yeah, I mean, gosh, what happened? So I tried to move to New York. It didn't work out. And then when I came back, that's when I transitioned to music full time. I was taking the bus and I was going to Home Slice Pizza. And
on North Loop?
No,
Home Slice.
It wasn't even
not the parlor. Yeah, was there live music there?
There is two locations now, but at the time, I mean, this is like 10 years ago. So they only had that one on South Congress. Right. And so from where I used to live to the bus stop, it was half a mile. And I needed somebody to help me cross the street You didn't know I'm disabled. I use a walker. So I needed somebody to help me cross the street. And the person who helped me cross the street wrote for Overload, which is used to be a blog here in town that would cover all sorts of music.
Mhm.
Didn't pay, but it was I don't want to say exposure, but it was good experience. And so yeah, the guy was like, they're always accepting contributors, and I don't know if he linked me up with the editor at the time, Morgan Davis, or how I got introduced to him. But I met up with him pretty quick, and he liked a lot of the stories that I did already, and because I had a portfolio up, that people can look through their stuff. Now the portfolio is Instagram, which is great, but yeah, he liked my stuff, and he wanted to interview Maylot, and Maylot and I were friends from school. Maylot, for the viewers, is an incredible dynamic singer, R&B singer here in town, local to Austin. And yeah, we were friends, and she had never done, this is again 10 years ago, so she had never done a feature. She had yet to do a feature, and I'm like, yeah, we're friends, I'll ask her. And I asked her, and she said yes.
Oh, amazing.
And so from there, I did my feature on Mela. I did my feature on Gina Chavez, who is a local Latinx singer. She's also the Grammy governor, I think, chapter of Texas. So yeah, Gina's been doing great things since I interviewed her. And so fast forward, after I finished the Gina story, Morgan was really close to, and I know, Ben has a lot of history with AMX. So Morgan was really close to Protexter, Adam Protexter, who was well, you were there. Obviously, you were the first one I met.
Who was partnered with Miss Manners, who was the founder of Hip Hop Hooray, which you host today.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So isn't that crazy that it's like such a full circle moment, because y'all were like literally, it was you, P-Tech, Leah, Aaron Miller, and Shaka. And y'all were the first people that I met in Austin hip hop.
Really?
Because you were my first introduction to it. That was my introduction to it. That was my whole introduction to it. Morgan was like, I want you to interview this festival that they're gonna put
Weird
on.
City Hip Hop Festival. And
my biggest dream, it's always gonna be my dream, but it was to hit the mainstream. That was my goal, right? And then Morgan was like, you can pitch it to Pitchfork, right? And so I got really starry-eyed, like, oh my God. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Just trying to figure it out. And Jessica Hopper was the editor back then, which is, a great connection to have. And so, yeah, of course, the history there, that it disbanded, the festival disbanded. And so from there, I had already started interviewing a lot of the OGs, as they say, Smackola, Bavu, Don, MC Overlord. Yes. MC Overlord. Yes. And
he would be like the ultimate guest to have on this series, for real. You want to talk about the beginnings. We'll
talk to Crash and talk to Terrell Shahid. I mean, there's people that can connect the dots, and so yeah, I mean, I remember interviewing Don at Strange Brew Coffee. I remember interviewing Babu at UT. I remember interviewing Smackola, Nook Turner, and
we're live. We're going live, baby. Come on.
Oh my God. DOS.
So yeah, of course. Yeah.
That was a brain fart.
You're running down a huge part of the scene, man, for real.
But yeah, but okay, so it was DOS. It was Smackola and Nook. And at the time, Bree, Nook's wife, was she had just given birth to little Nook, who is like 10, probably 9, 10 now. And she has another baby. Well, she had already given birth since then to another baby boy, Freedom. So I mean, it's crazy to to see people grow. You know, I asked Ben to stay here. So, I mean, just being able to witness his story with you and thinking, oh my gosh, he was 16, 15 when we met, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. And thinking like how much I have grown. And God, I was 27 when I started. I'm 30. I'm about to be 38.
Okay.
So, you know, Babu has hip hop grew up and you know, I'm really am growing up hip hop. You know, I'm not yet grown up, but I mean, you never know where everything will take you. You know, keep getting the drops and you keep producing good content. And, you know, also seeing how media has changed from then to now. I mean, Instagram just totally blew the roof off of things with the reels and the posts and the emojis, and how you don't really need to like read all the content, but you just like it and put a heart and you're good. You know what I mean? Or like it just really changed communication. Like you don't really have to write anything anymore. You can just like the message that, you know, they send, and it's acceptable now. You know, it just really shortened people's brain spans and people's thinking spans. And I
Mine
mean,
for sure.
yeah. Yeah.
You said acceptable, and I wonder what kind of, did you feel a certain level of acceptance when you came into this scene? Because I think you really stormed onto the scene and became someone who's serious about covering what's going on here. Were there any real obstacles to that, or how did that feel in the beginning?
Are you taking disability out of the equation? Are you just like asking in general, or like what do you mean? Just to access to like, you know, the T doubles or the?
I mean, you jumped right in it, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah,
well, you want to know something?
And it's there's some of the best MCs are women here, by the way, but it's very male dominated too. It's not always. Austin's real cool, man, for the most part, people, but it's not always the most accepting and easy scene to jump into.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying. Okay, I don't like respectability. Politics is out the window here. I was the only one doing it. I was the only one that people saw all the time. Sorry, I'm not. But I mean, that's the truth. And I will acknowledge Deborah Sengupta Stith. Yes, she is my lineage, but she's also a mom with she's married, you know. But I don't. We talked about this in the last podcast that we did. Like, I don't have kids. I'm not married. Like, all of my time went to the shows. And I'm on. At the moment, I'm on disability right now. So like, I really do treat, and I did back then even treat it like a job, which maybe isn't the most healthiest, because now that Austin is like getting way, way, way more expensive and I'm getting older, it's like, oh my God, I would really like my own studio space. And oh my gosh, like, there's no reason why I can't work. I work my ass off in the community. Why can't I work my ass off in a job? I mean, I just really have to find something that really helps me work with the local artists, because I genuinely feel like this statement is true. Nobody knows the local community like I do. I'm just stating the facts because of the work that I have put in. Nobody's there like I am. But that's the truth of it. And that's the, I say respectability politics out the window, but like, respect me for what I've done. Right.
Well, I think you got a pretty high level of respect getting your own radio show on Co-op.
Yeah, but then there's so much criticism. You know what I mean?
Just because I text you every now and then.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it doesn't have to be from you or from my mom or from community, but I'm just like, because the show, I don't know if Leah used to do a collective, or if she would just host it by herself. I don't remember.
It was a mix. It progressed over years in different directions, kind of, but I know for a long time it was her.
Okay. But my thing is like, I work better by myself. I don't want to answer to nobody but the station. So let me work by myself and just let that be. You know, let that be okay.
Who do you have to answer to?
Well, I'm just people have wanted to come on. You know, people have wanted to host with me. And I'm just like, no. Like, this is everybody deserves their creative freedom to do what they want to do with it. And I want to put the vision out that I want to put out. And people associate the show with me now. People associate the Instagram account, which I've been working my ass off to grow so hard. People have been associating the Instagram account with me. So why would I want to add somebody else into the mix?
You don't have to.
No, I don't.
You don't have to. No.
The proof is in the content, and I don't know why I'm getting so upset.
I mean, but think about you know how many people came up to me and have told me how whack I am because I didn't put them on South by Southwest, or people. There was someone who wrote an actual letter to Brent Grokey at South by. I wrote him a letter saying that I wasn't part of the scene and I didn't know what was going on and I shouldn't be in charge of booking hip hop.
Do you know who that was?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, but did you have a conversation with that person,
Yes.
or did you just? And so, how did it go?
There was nothing. I just said, "Look, what's wrong with you?" But no, lots of people. No, there's lots of things. So the adversity comes with it. Anytime you know how many people are gonna say, "I love this podcast, Matt," and then there's one that's gonna be even louder. It's gonna be like, "Man, you don't know. You put the right person on there. You to put Audrea on there. Oh, what's she talking about?" Or whatever. Why Ben? You know what I mean?
But the thing is,
no, that's gonna be because it's what it comes with it. And now you're getting the fame, woman.
I
getting
mean,
it is coming, man. You're on the radio. You got your own show. You're in charge. Like, that's it. That's that.
I mean, anybody. I will make this promise on YouTube wherever this airs. I will make this promise to the people. If you want to come co-host, like you come all the time. Ben, he can come anytime. Noah, you can come anytime you want. Anybody, come co-host. But respect that I do the board, respect that I choose the songs, and respect that I'm on the social media and that I am the host.
As your manager, I'm going to rescind that entire statement right now. You know, anybody can't just come co-host.
Well, you know, if I know them, but you know what I mean? If they're in community, the Bens, the Noahs, the U's, the Eva Analog Divas, y'all come on. And y'all have, you know? And it makes for dynamic programming, but like there's nothing. This is what it comes down to. It comes down to reputation, and it comes down to image, and it comes down to crafting the image that I want for myself.
Well, what is your ultimate goal with Hip Hop right now?
My ultimate goal is to. Okay, so this is the thing. Hip Hop Hooray used to be a music program, but because I have so many guests and you cannot deny the consistency. I have guests every single week. So because of that, Co-op made me change it to a news program. It's called an NPA, which is News and Public Affairs. So for me to transform Hip Hop Hooray into a news program, I love that. Because that shows that it's a real community hub for the people and that it's a real community hub for the artists. And so my ultimate goal is to keep having dynamic guests on. I just had Blaze Black, an incredible duo out of Houston. They called in when you were on. And that was their first radio interview in Austin.
Okay, that's great.
You know, backtrack to our last interview that we had with Kearworthy, and that we had with Eva. Portia was on the board. You know, me asking you to host that episode is because I know that you were the person to do that. Like nobody knows Kearworthy the way that you do. So why would I host it? You know what I mean? And then Eva has gotten to know him very well. So of course I invited Eva. Portia wanted to know the boards. And
so let's put that in perspective for people watching who have no idea what you're talking about right now. Kearworthy was the person who first brought hip hop to South by Southwest. His first showcases in 1990. And you happened to interview him the week that the clips came on the New York Times podcast and say they were the first rap group ever on South by Southwest. So that was really timely. And I think what you're doing is fantastic. And it's like I've watched your progression before the radio up until now on the radio. And it's definitely every week is an improvement and it's getting cool. You know, you got the good people and
thank you.
Your heart's in the right place, you know, and that's why I think you get the respect here with the people. They know that you're not, it's not something fake. You live it. Like I don't go out 2 nights a week anymore, man. You know what I mean? You're out
every night, most of the time, unless I'm like super exhausted and I can't just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need time to myself. But for the most part, I'm out all the time. Again, because I don't have a job. But now I'm kind of thinking that all of this time has really helped me to hone in on my expertise, which I really think is public relations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazing at it. I'm amazing at social media. So why not get paid for all?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And why not like take it to an Austin-based company that I think Austin FC does a great job at working with the local artists. I would love to
Mm-hmm.
work with Austin FC and like do marketing with the local community. I think that would be awesome. Why not get paid for it?
Audrea Diaz Incorporated coming soon, y'all.
Coming absolutely soon, because I need my own little studio. I need my own little space. But the thing about me is that, like, yes, ableism exists, right? Misogyny exists. Whatever, XYZ exists. But okay, break through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I don't know if you're nearing down this interview, but
yes.
have to give my credit to community. Have to give my credit to Harris Qureshi, who is in Europe right now. Have to give my credit to Stevie Williams, kids partner, because they pushed me so hard to get so hard to get to where I am, and I'm here because of how hard they pushed.
Man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming down here and sharing your story.
You pushed me so hard.
Oh.
The community kicked my ass very hard.
Good.
But it's because you saw the potential in me, and yeah, I really didn't see a leeway or a way to figure it out. I mean, really, co-op, just to be honest, it's a little bit of a black hole because it's so much work and it's volunteer based. So I have to figure out, not necessarily to get lost in the black hole, but to just create a stairway. I don't want to let go of the show, but I need a job, you know?
Well, I've never done commercial radio in my life, and I've done radio for a lot of my life. And what you're doing is like righteous work, and it's
very
you're gonna
difficult.
feel a lot different of it if someone was telling you what to do all day. You've got the control. You've got your own show, and I think it's fantastic what you've done with it. And I'm really happy you get down here with us today. If people want to get in touch with you or want to hear the show, can you give them the information where they can find you?
Yes. Hip Hop Hooray Radio. I am blasting the Instagram all the time. I just got a Quinn FN drop, which is amazing. I think that was one of the where we are we
go ahead.
Okay.
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, okay. So Quinn FN is I would say the breakout rap star, because he has so many streams and he has that mainstream popularity. So I put that tagline, you know, and I'm proud of that. You know that.
So Hip Hop Hooray Radio on Instagram. Is there any other contact information you want to leave them?
That's my main one, and I'm always doing my best to answer the DMs most of the time.
And every Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m.
3
Central
to 4
Time,
p.m.
91.7 FM in Austin, and KOOP.org on the internet and on TuneIn. And all that.
Yes, unfiltered interview. Disclaimer: Matt and I are very good friends. Ben is here. Ben Buck is here. We're very good friends. And real quick, I know we're ending the interview, but this is what, to me, interview should be. When you know somebody very well. And that is why I spent so many years not even writing a word. I would interview on my phone, but nothing put out there. But that's why I have the connections that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So respect it.
We do. Thank you so much for coming, Audrey, and thank you all for tuning in to another edition of Talk So Real with Matt Sonzala. I'm Matt Sonzala. Thank you once again to the city of Austin, Co-op FM, and KAZI.
We need a retake.
Thanks to Co-op, whatever. Like KAZI for the studio and everything.
I was unfiltered.
Y'all stay tuned.
Bye.